Bruno Mars did his last special at the Apollo Theater. This dude can sell out a stadium. His father is a New York performer. Bruno Mars' daddy told him, until you perform at the Apollo Theater, you ain't Oh, he told his son, you ain't Bruno Mars had to prove to his father, after all them hits, Bruno Mars had to go to the Apollo Theater to perform, to prove to his father he was the lick. It's some of the most talented people in the world in Harvey. You know, that log that you have to rub, the reason you have to rub that log is because that log used to be called the Tree of Hope. That's from the tree that was on 125th Street. When all of the Broadway producers needed a replacement for a white performer on Broadway, they would come up to the Tree of Hope, and all the black tappers, dancers, singers, choreographers were all standing under the tree. And they called it Tree of Hope because they hoped they got picked. But because blacks weren't allowed to perform on Broadway, they would bring the blacks down there, put them in heavy makeup to make them look white, because they could get the blacks because they could learn the routine in 30 minutes. And they could perform by that night. So they called it the Tree of Hope. So when they expanded West 25th Street, 125th Street, they broadened it, they cut the tree down. All of the performers went, no, you can't cut the tree down. So they took the tree stump and they brought it inside the world famous Apollo Theater. And that's why you have to rub that log. If you don't rub that log, you're not performing here. You're not performing, they eat your ass alive. I've seen a lot of people turn that corner, don't rub that log, and the starts immediately. And that's a true story, man. It's like this country was just that way, you know. But they were so talented, and now all those people, they sit in the audience. So when you come to the Harlem, the world famous Apollo Theater, why do you think Bruno Mars did his last special at the Apollo Theater? This dude can sell out a stadium. His father is a New York performer. Bruno Mars' daddy told him, until you perform at the Apollo Theater, you ain't Oh, he told his son, you ain't Bruno Mars had to prove to his father, after all them hits, Bruno Mars had to go to the Apollo Theater to perform, to prove to his father he was the lick. That's why he did the Apollo Theater, because he knew, every artist know. You can't, look man, I was at Apollo Theater. I've seen, Luther Vandross has gotten booed at the Apollo. The best voice on earth. Anita Baker has gotten booed at the Apollo Theater. I've introduced everybody at that theater. Lauryn Hill's first time, I introduced her. Jasmine Sullivan's first time. Puffy's first time, I introduced him. Biggie Small's first time, I introduced him. Naughty by Nature's first time, Mary J. Blige's first time ever. I've introduced all of them. That theater right there, that's the place, man. It's like nothing like it. It's the greatest gig I've ever had, man. That was my favorite show I've ever done back in the day. It gave me my whole career.